Well, grand rising to all of you, my family and friends. And of course, welcome to Yolanda Monet's Motivational Moment. Before I start, I have to do my salutations. Abarakani. Assalamu alaikum. Ikara. Now that I've done my salutations, let's get into the meat of the message for today. We're continuing on our series with the power of language. The power of language. And I often say I wear my heart on my sleeve, so you will see it. No matter how many times I may try to cover it up, change the subject, you'll always, I do not have a poker face. I just don't. I've tried several times, but it's not come to pass. I haven't been able to do it. So I just come to realize that this is who you get. Good, the bad, and the ugly. This is it. So now the power of language and how words shape our culture. At Stanford, linguistics scholars seek to determine what is unique and universal about language, how we use it, how is it required, and the ways it changes over time. Speaking, writing, and reading are literally are unilateral across the board for everyday life. When language is a primary tool for expression and communication, studying how people use language, words and phrases that unconsciously choose and combine can help us better understand ourselves and why we behave the way that we do. Logistics scholars seek to determine what is unique and universal about our language. They consider language as a cultural, social, and a psychological phenomenon. Understanding why and how language differs tells about the ranges of what is human. The Jackson Eli Reynolds Professor in Humanities and the chair of Department of Logistics of the School of Humanities and Sciences at Stanford, discovering what's universal about language can help us understand the core of humanity. The stories below present some of the ways logistics has investigated many aspects of language, including the fundamentals, the social, the economical, the sociological aspects of language, understanding stereotypes. Stanford logistics and psychologists study how language is interpreted by people. Even the slightest difference in language can use corresponding with basis beliefs of the speaker, according to research. One study shows that homo sentients such as girls are as good as boys in math can subliminally present or sexist stereotypes because the statements grammatically structured, it implies that being good in math is more common or natural for boys than girls. Language can play a big role in how we and others perceive the world, and logistics works to discover what words and phrases can influence us, knowingly and unknowingly. Now, when you use different groups of words, such as all black people steal, that's not true. Some black people steal, just like some white people steal, some Asian people steal, some Korean people steal. Stealers do not characterize themselves by their race. If they are thieves, they are just thieves. It doesn't matter what color you are, but once you put a color or a tag on the adjective, then it becomes directly tied to that particular person, place, or thing. Now, how language informs our own. Now, people speak roughly 7,000 languages worldwide. Although there's a lot common among languages, such as one is unique, both in its structure and in the way it reflects the culture of the way people speak. It is important to study language other than our own to see how they develop over time, because it helps scholars understand what ties at that foundation of human unique way of communicating with others. Now, there are a lot of languages. A lot of them are nonverbal. We speak a lot, especially I would say for Me, I speak a lot of nonverbals. I may not say it, but my face will tell it. And I'm still speaking it, it's just not coming out in words. And some people may not be able to understand what I am saying because they are not in tune to Yolanda's way of speaking. So they don't understand the ins and the outs in which I may say things or I may do things. So that's my way of speaking. Now, people who are close to me understand my facial expressions. So they know when the thing's about to pop off. Now, my friend Donald, he knows I don't care what I try to do. Every time that other person within me called Yolanda pops out, Donald knows exactly when it's going to happen, what's going to happen, and that number one, he's going to have to move some stuff out the way. He's going to have to get me out of that particular environment because he knows that when Yolanda is ignited, she's a whirlwind. Yes, I am. The other side of me is a whirlwind, and it cannot be controlled at that particular time. But if I'm able to calm down and try to see the situation at both sides, then maybe it won't be as bad. But if I feel offended, and I'm pretty sure you feel that way too, if you feel offended, speak on it. Don't let anybody put things on you that you did not do, say, or commit to. Now, language as a lens to our behavior. They analyze how certain speech patterns correspond with particular behaviors, including how language can impact a person's buying decisions or influence their social media use. For example, in one research paper, a group of Stanford researchers examined the difference in how Republicans and Democrats express themselves online to better understand how a polarization of beliefs can occur on social media. We live in a very polarized time. Understanding what different groups of people say and why it is the first step to understanding how we can bring people together. A lot of times people use a grouping of words to make you side with their point of view. Not that it's yours, not that it means anything, or not that it is popular. But if you're feeling a certain way, then they will twist the narrative to help support their thesis or their hypothesis. Yes, I'm using big words today. So it is very important that you understand, or that person that you're speaking with, you guys are on the same level. If you're not, then you're going to have to up your game. Everybody is not going to learn or respect you at all times. There's going to be some disrespect. There's going to be somebody who says, I don't believe in you. It's going to be that. But if you believe in yourself and you know what you bring to the table, no one can change your ideas. They can get you to listen. And like I always say, I will listen and I will take into account your views. But I still have to do what's best for me and mine. What worked for you may not work for me. So respect me in my position in saying that I understand and I respect your views, but I have to do what's best for me and my family. Language is very important, and it just does not contain itself verbally. Silence is talking. It's a language. Facial expressions, language. What you do is a language. And a lot of times people don't realize that just have different facial expressions or different waves of speaking. All of that stuff goes into play. All of that stuff goes into everything that we are trying to do or not trying to do, or even the things that we are playing with. That it becomes a plethora of other things that we did not sign up for. So even though things may seem like it's not working, stay with it, because you know what you have inside of you. You are precious. You are wanted and you are desired. Everyone has a gift. Whether you realize it or not, everyone has a gift. Everyone has something that they could bring to the table. Everyone is wanted and are needed. And all things or to come to, you really do need to make sure that you understand what you bring to the table. Because if you don't, somebody else will, and they will use it for you or use you to get what they want. So with that being said, you can see all of my talks on YouTube under Elonda Monet Hatter. Click like and share. Click like and share. Go out there and support your girl. I am teaming up with Richard Sharp's Productions to do a talk show. So I am in the works of getting that up and out of the door pretty soon here. So be ready, be ready, be ready. With that being said, guys, I've got to go. I love you, but God loves you more. But always remember, I will see you at the top because the bottom is way too crowded. Peace.